play turn, is it 99 now? Go out to 99. For PB15. Yeah, I think it's turn 99. Or is it 98? I'm just losing track of stuff today. Busy day. I can't exactly remember what I'm supposed to be doing. It is turn 99. Oh my god. Hello, Thoth. Yeah, he's taking that city. He's going to take that city. Or if he doesn't take that city, then I'm fairly sure that if Lewin takes it, he's going to regret doing that. So what am I doing? I'm going to just put in a placement. I shouldn't have gone into the city. I was supposed to look around first. Yeah, okay. First things to note is that Thoth's accepted now that actually no, we can demilitarize this border to an extent. I'll talk about that later, but that's actually, I think it's really important to discuss about how that's come around. What else is there? What else is there? Thoth's planted Flab. I think he did that the other turn. I can't remember. Short memory. And there's not much else. Spearman. Yeah. Pintigator can see that I put a spearman in the city. You can see my two chariots, and to be totally honest, I could have put a lot. I could have raised that city very, very easily if I'd wanted to. It would have cost me some chariots. I didn't do it because it's not in my interest to do that. Could have done, but I didn't want to. There's not much else, is there? Nothing. Yeah, mids haven't fallen, this is getting weird. I'll look at that later. Spearman, Archer, Warrior. Yeah, there's not a lot going on. That's just weird. Fuck off. Toroidal maps are always weird. Always throws me a bit. Yeah. Just enabled satellite camera. Oh, I can't go out much further. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that looks about right. Okay, I'll just get on with playing this turn. No, I'll do the analysis first, actually. With Thoth, now that we both have workers on each other's borders, and they're not protected, the important thing to remember here is not that, oh my god, we've got unprotected workers on each other's borders. I could lose 120 hammers worth of units to a chariot, to an immortal, or even an archer. It's that over the whole course of this game, we have played this appropriately in we have defended our units, but we've gradually worked to a position where we're not actually trying to actively kill each other. Because earlier on in this game, if I tried to capture Flat when it was a Barb city to raise it, that was an aggressive move at the time. Because if I raise that city, obviously Thoth's got to build another settler to plant that city, and he would be consequently delayed economically in his development. But since then, it's like we've built our units, we've defended our cities. We're still defending our cities, but we're still defending the important objectives here, the cities with their improvements, we're controlling the land via culture. We're not defending our workers, which are less important. So it's like we've gone to the point where we were defending both of those, and we've gradually just reallocated our resources to defend more important things. So in my case, I've just moved everything into the city to hold it, because realistically there's not an awful lot there that's that good against immortals. Only the spear is. Everything else dies pretty quickly. In Thoth's case, it just means that he stops improving He's just moved. I don't know where he's moved an immortal over here. I don't think it was the one that he had in this area. In fact, it may have been. I wouldn't know. But he's just reallocating to go and meet other objectives like taking Barb cities and settle on the other flank. But yeah, we'll just. It's like in my case, it's like I said, defending that city, and I'm trying to move stuff to settle over here. So having those units undefended is not an inappropriate move right now. Anything else? Novice is chopping forests. I don't know why he's got to work on this tile, because I think that's third ring to anything. I don't know why. So I don't know if he's going to chop that or what. Don't know what he's planning on doing. He might try and plant a city over here to the south to split off a corn, because I think he settled on this hill here. Yeah. Oh, look at the roads. I think. Yeah. Yeah, you can see, really, it sounds really stupid, but you can see from using the go-to command that you can see where roads are. For example, there's a road on the corn and on the hill. That's why it only takes one turn to move from the corn onto the grass forest hill. But again, over here, it takes one turn to move from the gold to the tundra. So that shows that there's the city. It means that I'm fairly sure there's a city one north of the gold and on that plains hill between the corn and the corn. I mean, it only works, obviously, if you don't have the maps of the area, so you can't see the culture. But if you can see the culture, you know where the city is anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's a stupid trick, but it does exist. So, yeah, and as I said, Novice is chopping stuff, and I don't know what, but he's building the mids. I'm almost certain he's building the mids, because he's just not. There's nothing else he can build. His power's just okay. It's starting to increase, but not by much. I'm now in a position to mine that hill. Okay, Pyramus shows that it's 17 turns, but if I move onto those two, 13, making 25. I've got two forests here that are worth 60 hammers and chops, so that puts me at 254. So that's 10 turns to finish mids. Now, to end turn 108 if they fall. If they don't fall, no, that's if they don't fall. If they do fall, I've got 194 gold there. That's a little less than 3 turns of 100% tech, which is a significant amount of beakers, really. And every turn I'm putting an extra third of a turn's worth of deficient gold into the bank balance, so it's not too bad. So yeah, that's that city. Okay, where else was I? Okay, most of this turn's fairly straightforward. Actually, I didn't cancel a lot of the worker actions, but it doesn't matter. These ones can irrigate, but I'll do them in a moment. It's done. I'm just going to irrigate those two. So that's a farm that I can use now to grow. Yeah, spare into the market, nothing special there. Fortifying the city. I was going to chop that, wasn't I? But these two can just pasture first. What am I looking at now? Oh, I can drop down to 80%, that's nice. 70%, even better. No, 70% is what I've got to do to get currency this turn. That's not too bad. 50 gold saved, that's quite nice. So I have 50 gold left over. Let's have a look. I mean, break even is obviously I've not done that. 100% is 100 is going to be 160 after this turn once I've got currency and trade routes in every city. Break even without any wealth builds is about 70. Yeah, it's about 70. About 70. But with the wealth, that's going to go up. That'll actually be, with wealth, that'll be pretty much 80, I think. No, so not with wealth. With trade routes, that'll be about 80. But building wealth in various cities that'll increase it as well. I'd expect to, yeah, probably. How much? I mean, to be honest, depending on when mids falls, if I've got nothing to do for a few turns, I might not finish the library. I might just build wealth in this city, and that obviously that's 25 gold per turn just off that. That library's 2 turns from being. Oh shit, is it? Chop now. It's going to dump a lot of overflow into something. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a library this turn. I'm going to build a wealth next turn, and then finish the library with the chop. 9. You move into there. You move there. The axe, I'm moving down to deal with any potential barbs when I try and settle these cities. Spear, whatever, you're supposed to defend the city. Raiding that tile first. The settler from got the reset can just run straight onto the number 2 tile. The spear, I've already got 1 spear in this area. It's like, do I even bother? 1, 2. To be totally honest, unless I road that hill next, doesn't matter what I do. I actually should just move it that way. Bit obnoxious is that if I'd actually roaded the sheep, I've got to move on to the grassland forest to chop that in, to pop the borders, to get the wheat done. Now I've got to wait an extra turn. Just a bit obnoxious. So I should have done the sheep. Should have roaded the sheep, not the plains hill. That was a mistake. Actually, I can move worker 7 to chop down. I've got to burn a worker turn to do it, but I don't mind doing that so much. The spear, I am going to just. It's going to take an additional turn. Move there. Move there. It finishes. I move there. Yeah, the spear will be in the city, but the turn that Thoth realises I've settled it, so it doesn't matter. I'll keep it on the road network because it's more useful there. Covers more cities. Leave you for a turn. The warrior, I'm going to just keep on scouting. I'll cover the workers still. Oh, is that it? Okay, I'll leave you for a turn. I'll look back here. 2 turns and I've finished that. 1, 2, then a whip. Oh no, 1, 2, yeah, 99, 100. Whip it on 102. I'll overflow out full. Oh shit! No, I won't. Actually, there's a problem. I should say this now. There's a problem now because I can only overflow out 30 hammers. The cost of the workboat. I would actually overflow out less than. And I would actually overflow out 31 if I did it. Or would I? I'd be at 26. saved, I whip it, and I don't work the Plains Hill. So I'd actually be at 27. However, what could I work? I could work. There's nothing that's worth working. It's like, cause I've got the population on the scientists that could work other tiles. For example, if one of them worked the grass hill for turn 101, and 102, or just the forest hill and the grass, or just the plains forest and grass forest, I can get it to 30. I can migrate to 30. That's not a problem. But is it as efficient as working other tiles? Is the question. Because I want to overflow out. If I overflow out the full 30, and on the next turn I work the plains hill as well, and I make 5 hammers. That means I make 35 base hammers, which is worth, what is it? 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 3 is 21. It's 50. So 56, which means I'd get the settler in one pretty much. I wouldn't even have to work the plains hill, but it would be a more productive tile to work. But I don't, strictly speaking, if I need to finish 48, well, I need to make, I'll get a calculator. 52 divided by 1.6 is equal to 30, okay, 32 and a half, so I need 33 hammers on the turn that I build the settler. If I slave it, I could slave it a turn early actually, couldn't I? And get the workbench into place one turn earlier. That's not too much of a problem, because it allows me to get the set. Or I work I work the settler for a turn anyway. Or, oh god, it doesn't fucking matter. Whip it at 26. No, whip it. No, I'd have to whip it at 20. Whip it when it's at 26. Don't work the plains hill tile. Work other stuff. Get it to 27. No, fuck it. I'll just do it that way. That's fine. It doesn't matter. The micromanagement's not that important. But I'll get the settler out 103. Got to get it out 102, but 103, 104, 5, and 6, 107, 108. I can settle that city, or 900. Where can I move him? 900, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. I can settle that. Well, that's 103, isn't it? It's 104, 500, 108. Makes no difference. It's the same. Yeah, it's the same distance. So I'm going to get Saybaron. The settler to Saybaron again can settle this front city, I think. Makes no difference really. I am going to use worker 7. If I move him now, well actually no, because if I use the Saybaron again settler to settle on the desert hill, I don't need the workers to chop a forest for a while, so I've got time. Or what can I do with them if they road? Move one on 100 road. Actually, no. Oh, fuck it. Move one there next turn, and one moves there to road. Turn after, it can waste a turn. Doesn't make any difference. So 99, 100, one moves there, one roads. Oh, actually, no. One roads. No. 99 on turn 100, one roads, and one moves here onto the grass hill. Turn 101, one moves onto the grass hill, one moves onto the grass hill, one moves to the grass forest. Yeah, it's 101. 102 the road, 103 the road, 104, the road that grasslands and the settler moves 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't even have to road that tile actually, although it would give me the trade route. So actually, yeah, I'll road that tile. Or they could just, I don't know, irrigate a grassland, chop 2 turns into the grass forest, and then road that tile the turn it's needed. I don't know. Like they road that tile, and then I settle that city on the same turn, get the trade route. The workers are never outside my borders. That's another way to do it. Or I could road and then pre-chop the forest so that when I plant that city, the forest immediately gets chopped into a barracks. Not a viable option. Yeah, could do that. That's fine. I actually prefer that option. I think I prefer that option. This allows worker 7 to move now. Move and finish the settler. Chop, I move the settler onto 2. Chop, I move the settler onto the 1. Cancel the chop. Then I plant the city and then immediately chop out the barracks. End of, no problem. Yeah, I can do that. I'm going to do that. That's the way I do it. That micromanagement works nicely. And it's better than waiting a turn, because that delays me hooking up the wheat by a turn. So I lose the potential food from that and the growth, so I don't mind wasting a single worker turn to do that. That's most of the turn done. Let's go through the cities. Settler, yeah, that's going to settle a desert hill site. Do I do this? Do I go for that? Well, again, there's not much choice. I've got the spear in place. I've got 2 archers as sentries at the moment, but I can move them back shortly. Because with the culture on the peak, I'm going to get almost good enough view. So once I settle the number 1 city, I'll move the archer back and then into the city to defend. This archer will be staying here until I have this city planted. In fact, should arguably have a look and see what Novice is doing, but Novice won't plant in a position that stops me settling this city. Yeah, unless he goes for that sheep, and I can see him settle any location for that sheep other than the one near the dye. Which arguably makes a good point. Should I move? Yeah, I'll move. I'll move north again. If I see Novice move anything onto the dial, I'll declare war on him so he can't get passed through easily. Or unless he's got stuff that can kill the archer, in which case he'll just back off. But with the chariots and axe in the area, that shouldn't be too problematic. How many spears do I have? How many spears do I have? I have 7 spears. 1, 2, 3 here. 4, 5, 6, 7. This is what I meant earlier about toroidal maps being weird. It's like I have the highest power in the game, and I still am not able to defend properly against a not even a concerted attack, against an opportunistic attack. I mean, 2, 3 chariots just rolling around together can cause a lot of damage just to my development, to force me to whip units and whatnot. But you do that to everybody, and everyone will hate you, and you'll never get anything from them. So it's not a good metagame tactic to do, but it's still difficult to deal with sometimes. Whereas if this was if it was a cylindrical map, my empire would be cut in half, but obviously the map would be different. But you'd be able to back into a corner. You would have some flank that you could not be attacked by, could be attacked from, and then you'd be fine. I mean, but that's also because this is an all-land map. Maps based on continents or even Pangaea, you've got a coastline that you don't have to defend until galleons, really. So yeah, Toroidal's got a weird little different metagame to it and different build priorities. I'm going to go with the library. I have no idea if I'm going to get the gold from the pyramids or not. What I do know, I don't need 100%. What I do know is I've got about 50 gold saved, and I'm now saving gold. And then when I go to 100, when I max tax, I'm going to be saving how much now? When I get that, 65 gold a turn. Adding potential wealth builds, and that's a significant amount. To the extent that, I mean, just look at horseback riding now. Horseback riding is what a very easy two-turn tech. If I look at ironworking, easy two-turn tech. Just to look at mysticism for a turn, I need to do that at. I can do that in one turn at break even. Aesthetics is the main one that will affect tech path. It's only a 3-turn tech, and it's not an easy one to get to too. The academy probably won't. The academy is going to be worth 17 beakers per turn. 8, so that's 25 with the 25 beakers per turn with trade routes. Building wealth obviously doesn't help. That only lowers my increases the break even, doesn't increase the max BPT. So if I can get aesthetics done in, I'm looking at getting aesthetics done in 2 turns, but that's without my, and that's with a lower gold deficit because of building wealth. So if I can, and I'm not going to be researching. I'm going to save gold and turn 100, 101, 100. So I've got 3 turns of saving gold as well, which is a not insignificant amount. So I'm looking at getting enough. I mean, so that's not enough to justify going for aesthetics. However, the potential gold from Razor Donga as well, and potentially having Razor Donga on wealth, cutting down my yeah, because I can put that city on wealth until it's got something better to build, like horse archers or stables or statue of Zeus, which means I can probably get a few turns out of that as well. So yeah, I am really considering going for aesthetics if I don't get pyramids soon. To me, it's an interesting choice because if I, well, it's not really a choice per se because I've got no control over the situation. But if you look at the wonders, getting the epics up 20 turns earlier, the Great Library, potentially Shredding on Payer, Statue of Zeus, getting those wonders and the epics up several turns earlier versus getting pyramids, I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure what I think's better anymore. Obviously, if I don't get pyramids, always a possibility. I do think Novice is going to steal it. I have enough gold. I'll have enough gold to get horseback riding next easily. And potentially maybe I am working in a single turn after that. So not amazing, but I can put Reishidonga onto horse archers. I can build a stable. Doesn't cost 60 hammers, costs me 30 because I get double production due to being aggressive in the RB mod. I can chop the bananas out and improve them at the capital and grow it much more easily. But if I don't get mids, then I'll have enough gold to definitely get aesthetics. I can get aesthetics and then mysticism and polytheism, and then literature. I can get literature. That's not a problem. Literature costs the same as ironworking. I will get that in 2 turns with no difficulty. But because of the potential overflow from mysticism and polytheism, get it in 1. So you're looking really at 1, 2, 3, and I'm thinking 5 turns to get the whole lot is about right. What I'd want to do realistically is 1 turn mysticism, and then 2 turn aesthetics with the overflow. If I couldn't get aesthetics done in 2 turns, because I could then start Statue of Zeus, and then go on to polytheism and literature. if I can two-turn aesthetics without any overflow, I'd do aesthetics first in 2 turns, then start a Statue of Zeus a turn earlier, and then do missing polytheism to literature. I would do that first before getting horseback riding and ironworking, because there are wonders available. However, if I was absolutely certain that I had no issues at all with gold, had no issues at all with potentially being invaded, and I didn't think I'd lose those wonders, I'd go aesthetics first, start statues shredding on pair in 2 cities, in Rajadonga and Aram Collusion, respectively. Then I'd do horseback riding, and then I'd go on to mysticism, polytheism, and literature, and I'd get ironworking at the end, because ironworking's not that important. And then I'd look at getting construction afterwards. But that's something I have to evaluate this turn by turn though. I do have to evaluate that turn by turn. So, who's not played? Thoth, Lewin, Sedora. Sedora will play at some point this evening. Lewin and Thoth. Oh, Lewin, I don't know when he's going to play because he's in China. He might play in about 6 or so hours. He might not play until this turn's almost over. I don't know which. Let's go through the cities again. Done got the reset. Build the settler. Settler and then market is what I'm doing in this city, because even though it's just a commerce city, it needs all the commerce multipliers. So I'll do that, and then I will do the library. I'll dump the overflow in anyway. Carry on growing. I don't know. It might be worth working the forests first to get this city, to get the library done for when I turn research back on. Don't know and don't care too much. Might even 1-pop slave it. I won't 2-pop slave it, but I might 1-pop slave it. Mids, wait and see. I've got to the point now where if I lose mids, I just go and either finish the library or build wealth. Probably build wealth. I need to do the, oh god. I gave up the ivory. I am not finishing. I do not want to do that. I'm going to be 1 food short, aren't I? Oh, I shouldn't have worked. Actually, fuck it, I don't care. Spearman this turn, wealth or market next turn. Don't care. Probably wealth, because I won't have enough hammers to build a market in time before I could potentially build shredded on pair. That's if I lose the mids. If I don't lose the mids, the wealth would help me get other techs a bit earlier. Because I would be in more need of gold, because I wouldn't have as much saved up. I don't care anymore. I've done it enough. I whip it. If I whip it 102, that's fine. The rest I just micromanage as it comes around. We'll do it from 101 onwards. 2 workers are now free to do whatever. Move 1 to mine. Mine? 1 to mine. 1 to road. I don't know. 1 to one onto the 2 grassy hills. Don't fucking care. Yeah, do that. Mine that hill. Mine this hill. That one will take longer, but I can work that hill. I can work a scientist at size 6. I don't care. That'll do. Then once the hill's on, I can work that. I don't really care too much. Probably build wealth from next turn. Yeah, nothing special. And that's pretty much it. The city. If I can get it to grow it 1 more pop size and work the 2, Plains Hills when they're mined. That's 17 hammers per turn. You add that on to the hammers from Rajadonga if that builds wealth, and suddenly I'm not making minus 71, I'm making, minus 25, 35, 42. Minus 29 gold per turn. at 100%, just using 2 cities to build wealth. That's quite nice, in my opinion. So that's why the gold might go quite far if I want to make it go that far. Of course, if I were to get tech horseback riding and just build horse archers, that's not bad either. But I'd rather have the heroic epic down and build a horse archer per turn in Major Donga, and then a horse archer every 3 turns in Andal carry. Once Do Not Die is fully grown, I'd be a horse archer every second turn. I'd get a lot of horse archers very quickly and hurt novice. Anyway, that's the turn. Hope you all have a good evening.